Chamberlain. Now Lakers superstar Kobe Bryant has been on an incredible scoring spree. Last night, Kobe poured in 60, becoming the fourth player in NBA history to score at least 50 in 3 straight. He joined Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and Michael Jordan on that list. For Kobe, it's the latest achievement in his spectacular career, and even his peers have been amazed at his exploits. NBA TV's Rick Kamla has more.
Wow, did you see the move by the kid? That's Kobe.
Did you see the finish by the kid?
Bursting into the league in 1996, Kobe showed off his dynamic talent. He first reached the 50-point mark in December of 2000, and he would put up even bigger numbers last season in a game against Dallas.
He has put on an absolute offensive clinic.
We tried pretty much everything. We double-teamed them, we triple-teamed them, and he kept on coming.
Now Kobe for 3. I don't believe it. 62 for Kobe.
He hit us for 62 in 3 quarters, and that didn't feel good at all.
But Kobe outdid himself just a month later against the Raptors with one of the greatest performances in NBA history.
Sometimes if a guy's beating your best, you just have to, take it like a man.
4 away from Elgin Baylor's Laker record. For 3 again. Yes!
Well, there's 70.
This would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the 2nd greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
I thought it was a mistake, actually. I saw 81, and I was like, no, that's not right. I thought it was a typo, definitely a typo, but I was amazed.
You have to respect a guy like Kobe Bryant because those are one of those guys that you face on that court. It's time to compete.
And now he's lighting it up again.
Kobe, hard to believe.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
Kobe's an assassin. He loves that stage. He loves to go out and, perform at a high level.
Kobe Bryant ahead of the pack. Flush with the finish. Well, there it is. 50 points for Kobe Bryant.
You have to really be on your P's and Q's when you're going up against him, because if you slip, you're going to fall.
Kobe, the distance. He's at 60.
And there is Kobe Bryant, who leads the NBA in scoring. Tonight, he'll have a chance to extend his run of 50-point games to 4 in a row as the Lakers take on the Hornets right here on NBA TV. We'll be right back.
Championships. He's in his 3rd season as the Hornets head coach. 6-8 all time against his former ball club.
The series sees the Lakers with a 29-12 lead, but as you say, 2 victories this year for the Hornets, and they're going for the sweep. They've lost 13 of the last 19.
Hornets won on December 6, 105-89. They won in the OKC 113-103 back on January the 20th. 3 officials tonight: Mark Wunderlich, Matt Bullard, and Violet Palmer, who you're looking at on your screen right now. They'll be making all the calls. There should be a playoff intensity type ball game because both clubs have not yet ensured their playoff spot. The Lakers just 1 game better than Denver in 6th in the West. The Hornets 1 game out of the 8th and final spot are in 10th place. Tonight, among the things we'll be following, a gentleman by the name of Kobe Bryant going after history, trying to become just the 2nd player in the history of the NBA to score at least 50 points in 4 consecutive ball games.
And we'll see if he's really chasing that tonight by how quickly he takes his first shot. He took his first shot within 10 seconds going against Memphis. If you remember when he came to Oklahoma City, he took his first shot in the first quarter. 1 shot only.
Kobe last night with the 65 points and 4 assists as well. Against the Hornets, though, he's certainly been more off the mark than on, just 23 points per contest. In his last 3, which he's hit at least 50, in each of them, he's averaged 58.3 points per contest, nearly doubling his league-leading average of 30.5 points. Jumping at the center circle, Lamar Odom recently returned from the shoulder injury, and Tyson Chandler, who wins the tip.
And I think the Hornets can dominate inside, and a lot of teams have been dominating the Lakers down low. They're young inside. They don't play that great defense down low.
Desmond Mason, who scores almost 45% of his points in the opening quarter, gets an early touch, recaptures the ball, and in West gets the assist to TC, and the fans can sit here at the sold-out New Orleans Arena.
Well, you start by scoring down low. I didn't think it would be that way, but I like to see it.
So the Hornets strike first. Let's see how long it takes them to find Kobe Bryant. Hasn't been a troublesome thing for him the last 3 games. He didn't touch it on that possession, didn't need to. As the lefty Odom ties the game at 2.
Well, the Hornets scrapping to get the ball. They got to scrap. They got to scrap the rest of the season. And the scrapping pays off. You find Tyson Chandler, he knows where to find the rim. But having Lamar Odom back and having Walton back, those are 2 of the reasons Kobe's scoring so many points.
Odom with a terrific game last night in Memphis, 20 points and 15 rebounds.
That's a great game.
Here's Desmond with the jump right hook. Odom clears the carom. Here's Kobe's first touch. Here's Kobe's first shot. Rimmed it out. Devin Brown, who has the unenviable task of having to defend him at the outset of this ball game, picks up his first person.
Remember what we told you. Kobe has only gone to the foul line 10 times in the first 2 games that he played against the Hornets. He was 8 of 10. In these 3 games where he scored so many points, 40 of 44 at the free throw line.
He is averaging, during his 50-plus point per game streak, he's averaging 13 made free throws and 14 attempted. And during the season, he's averaging under 10 attempts per ball game. So he has picked it up on many levels. Makes both free throws as the Lakers double the Hornets.
And you wonder what does he have left tonight. Last night was a close game, the entire game for them, and they traveled. So what does he have left? I mean, chasing history is a good thing to talk about, but I don't know if he's got another 50-point game in it.
Although I think a lot of people would say he might be in the top 10 in the league in terms of the conditioning that he has. Is Chandler one of the best in the league in offensive rebounding, and puts that one back through.
That's your interior dominance. Not a good blocking out by the Lakers at all.
Smush Parker played all 69 Laker games now. And he delivers on his first shot for the 6-4 Laker advantage.
Remember, the Lakers starters averaging 100 points a game their last 3 games. We can't let everybody score. If Kobe's going to score, make him number 1.
Parker, after getting the bucket, fouled Chris Paul. Chris Paul's the guy who normally gets fired up for large games. We've seen it at Madison Square Garden in his young career. I think you put this game in that category.
Well, if you look at where the Hornets are in the standing, every game's a large game.
True. Chris Paul's first shot. He'll go to the line, and Smush Parker's already in foul trouble. That's 2 on number 1.
You must be kidding me.
Smush, given name William Henry, might have to sit next to Phil Jackson here in just a moment. We're not even 2 minutes in.
That wouldn't be good for the Lakers. Be great for the Hornets.
And here comes a former Hornet, Shammond Williams, 7-year pro out of the University of North Carolina to replace Smush Parker. And the Hornets should know all about Williams. He had some great opportunities with the Bees for a very short period of time, 2004 season. Chris Paul made 1 of 2 free throws. Here's Kwame Brown finding Kobe with the fall away, and Kobe's touched it twice and scored twice.
Well, he's going to get his. There's no doubt about it. His doesn't have to be 50, though.
Chris Paul has a nice dribble drive and passed up the shot. David West can't hit the floater, and Kobe slaps down his first rebound. Kobe Bryant not passing tonight, is he? 3 touches, 3 shots. Odom had it stripped out of his hands.
He hasn't passed in a week, Bob.
Very good point. This is Devin Brown from downtown. Can't knock down the 3. Luke Walton looking up court and overshoots his intended target, Kobe Bryant.
I think we can force it inside on them. I don't think they can stop us inside, so don't get caught up in the jump shots too quickly. Take it down low.
Now, everybody's talking about how many points Kobe has scored over his last 3 games, but don't forget, they've led the victories. Chris Paul, untouched, knifing down the lane, and Chris Paul now with his 3rd point.
They didn't play against juggernaut teams either, though.
No.
Let's be honest.
Lakers have only missed 1 until that shot. Loose ball foul on the Lakers.
You talk about Shammond Williams. What do they know about Shammond Williams? Well, they know he can't stop Kobe. He can't stop Chris Paul from taking the ball in the lane. Chris is leaving Shammond Williams and is making an easy layup. That's what they know about him.
And they'll be getting more evidence as this quarter continues. Chandler screens off Williams and now gets the feed from Chris Paul. Chris Paul gets the long rebound. Goes behind the back to Desmond Mason. Mason with an acrobatic move off the window.
Points in the paint, baby. We're getting a bunch of them.
Hornets defense turned it up a little bit. 2 turnovers and 2 missed shots in their last 3 possessions, and Phil Jackson wants to chat. 8:22 to go here in the New Orleans Arena. The Hornets up a point. Behind the back went Chris Paul. Desmond ended up with it, and around the defense for his first bucket of the ball game.
To go in the first quarter, the Hornets with a 9-8 lead over the Lakers in a sold-out New Orleans arena. Kobe Bryant already with 4 points. The Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. Why? You measure it by championships. We thought we would compare the coaching staffs with the championship rings. Of course, Phil Jackson leading the way with 10. They have, oh my goodness, so many to combine all together. 43 together for the Hornets. Byron Scott has 3, all coming as a Laker player. Darrell Walker has 1 as a player for the Chicago Bulls. So the Lakers with championships, Hornets trying to get there, guys.
No doubt about it. You got to start by getting into the postseason and then making your mark.
Got to be in it to win it.
Hornets just a game out of the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference coming into tonight. Lakers occupying the 6th position after winning their last 3 in a row past Denver last night. David West from his favorite spot up top. And the Hornets lead grows to 3.
Lamar Odom got lost in the traffic trying to be a little tricky on defense. Ended up not being with David West at all, and David made him pay.
Hornets scored 6 straight. Walton controls against Mason. Kobe wants it, gets it against Devin Brown. The quick turn and fade. And Kobe Bryant already with 6 on 2 for 3 from the field.
Unstoppable shot. He just caught it, shot it. There's no way you can adjust to it. The only way you stop him is to not let him have the ball.
I thought my kidnapping idea was a pretty good one in the pregame.
But
that's the other way. Nobody's tried that yet. Lakers with a chance to retake the lead here. Walton gave Kobe a look. Now finds Shammond Williams for 3, and he knocks it down. He is a 45% three-point shooter in limited time for the Lakers this year.
Doesn't have the quickness that Smush Parker, can't get to the basket as quickly, but a better shooter.
Paul looked underneath for Mason, who never vacated his spot. And the Hornets turnover is their first. Walton goes behind the back to Odom. So we've seen that on each side in this first quarter.
Well, you got Walton and Odom who moved the ball. Now Kobe doesn't have to be the facilitator anymore.
That would be 5 Laker assists on 6 Laker field goals. Devin Brown connects for the first time tonight.
That's a good jumper, right in the lane, right in his range.
It'd be nice to see Devin Brown increase his output a little bit, coming off a 5-point effort at Memphis. There's Kobe again. Might take a little bit more than one body in front of him to stop Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers have no way of stopping CP3 right now.
Well, you can get in the lane on him, but it's a lot to ask of Devin Brown to guard Kobe and score. That's too much to man up.
Yeah, anybody to guard Kobe and score.
Give him a break.
Kobe. For Kobe, that's cooling off. 1 miss. Devin Brown hanging, firing, and couldn't complete it, but will go to the free throw line.
Kobe Bryant, he's on the roll. There's no doubt about it. He's got every offensive trick in the book. That's a shot you can't stop. He's too quick. He's too long. He's too strong. But the Lakers, well, they don't guard anybody, and I guess you can't guard what you can't see. Chris Paul right to the rim.
Devin Brown to the free throw line. Hornets' 3rd and 4th attempts of this opening quarter. got them both. So Devin Brown now with 4. Third tie already. Kobe thought about it from the hash. Come on. This is Kwame against Chandler. Too hard with the banker. West clears it.
Good defense by Chandler. Held his own, kept his hands high.
Chris Paul had that little look away. I thought he was about to jet to the hoop. Now Odom switching on CP3. There's a mismatch. West wants to take advantage of it. There's the lob from Paul against the double team. West cannot convert and then commits the foul. So West with the foul. Well, here's a look at tonight's trivia question brought to you by Chip Forstall. Kobe Bryant has 4 career 60-plus point games. Who has the most 60-plus point ball games in their NBA career?
Who has the most 100-plus 100-point games in the NBA?
You have to think, yes, it's the guy who played for the Lakers, but maybe not when he did that. There's the hook shot that goes in to break the tie. Kwame Brown converting for the first time. I believe the nickname was the Stilt. Ball to West, and an offensive foul on the Hornets. It's on Chandler. Saw the Chip Forstall trivia question. Kobe Bryant has 4 career 60-plus point games. Who has the most? Wilt. And I don't think anybody's catching him anytime soon.
Add all the other 60-point games together, you won't get to 32. His nickname was the Dipper.
The Dipper?
Well, he's big enough to have 2 nicknames.
Big enough to have more than 2. There's another Laker turnover, their third. And there's a Hornet turnover, their third. Kobe in transition, crosses over Butler, who's got his try. And after the miss, Chandler clearing his 3rd rebound. He is 2nd in the league in rebounds per game. Here's a tip away, Odom. And then Chris Paul battling back, knocks it off of Odom and out of bounds.
Eventually, someone will catch it and shoot it. But this is a little ragged right now. Stay at it. Odometer, where you going?
The Hornets get it back, a chance to tie with 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Tyson Chandler off the dribble, the drive, and the lay-in. Was that Chris Paul or Tyson Chandler?
Something new every game, Tyson. That was a great drive between 2 defenders.
6 already for the Hornet big man. Here's Kobe with a fall away, and it dribbles in. Double figures for Kobe Bryant already.
But they go right at Rasul Butler. He's new off the bench. They go right at him.
Chris Paul will go to the free throw line. The Hornets have done some damage early on. Kobe Bryant with a 10-point game already. 4 out of 7 from the field, plus a couple of free throws.
If you're Butler, you're saying, you know, why me now? But that's what smart teams do. The first guy off the bench, and when the guy's first off the bench, you attack him. He can't be in game rhythm because he hasn't been playing.
Chris Paul delivers on the first free throw. 1 more for a tie. You'll see Devin Brown on Kobe, which you've already seen. You'll see Rasul Butler on Kobe, which you're seeing now. And you'll also see Mason on Kobe, and maybe some other tricks up Byron Scott's sleeve tonight. CP3 ties us at 21. He has 7 in the opening quarter. Odom with that great handle at 6'10".
Well, he's playing a point forward, but you have Tyson Chandler guarding him.
Mark Jackson's matched up with Kwame Brown off the pick and roll. Kwame misses the layup. CP3 running the break. It's 5-on-4. Kwame trailing on the play. Chris Paul trying to take advantage and will once again go to the free throw line. The Hornets can't quite get that pumpkin to drop through.
Well, he had a conversation, a quick one, albeit with Tyson. He wanted Tyson to run the floor. He wanted to lob with Tyson, but he never could get Tyson open in the lane. But they were talking about it.
So Chris Paul with his 5th and 6th free throw attempts of this ball game.
That's a very good thing.
Breaks the tie. Hornets 2-0 against the Lakers this season. A win in December and a win in January. The win in January was in Oklahoma City. They won at Staples Center. on December the 6th. And off the inbounds, it's off Odom's hand, and another Laker turnover.
Odom was just arguing about what he wanted. I think he wanted to get the ball and go one-on-one, but you got to catch it first, right?
Here's a look.
So now what's happening here? You're not prepared? You didn't know they were going to throw it to you? You weren't ready? Bad pass.
And a bad pass.
Kind of a bad pass.
There's Paul. Slices into the lane. Feeds Chandler. And the Lakers might lose just by attrition tonight. All the fouls. Hornets going back to the free throw line. So far, Kobe, number 24, has 10. He's off to a fast start, but so are the Hornets, who lead 23-21, under 3 minutes remaining.
CST.
Looking at our inactive list tonight, Peja Stojakovic, Marcus Vinicius down in the D-League, and Bobby Jackson with the Achilles out for the Hornets. For the Lakers, Brian Cook, Chris Mim, and Vladimir Radmanovic inactive for LA.
All right, this ought to be fun. Hornets fans, Tuesday, March 27th is Retro Night as your Hornets take on the Dallas Mavericks at the Ford Center. All fans in attendance are encouraged to dress up in their favorite 70s or 80s outfits. Retro music and activities will take place throughout the night, including cash prizes for the 3 best costumes. Hornets basketball, you got to believe so. Bob, you got to put on something orange, relive your Syracuse days. Gil, you got to put on the old Wake Forest uni, and I'll try and see if I can fit into my old LSU Tiger uniform as well. Retro, you got to believe it.
That's not what you said during the pregame, Jordy.
What?
You said that I bring my 70s and 80s outfit every night.
That's what I wear all the time.
I didn't want to rat on you like that now.
That's what I wear all the time, 80s stuff.
I'm just a retro kind of guy.
I call it old school.
Okay, I like that term much better. Tyson Chandler.
Old.
Yeah, Tyson Chandler's learning some old school moves, some basic low post play, and he's been getting a lot more offensive opportunities as a result. He is 3 for 4 tonight from the field. That's his first free throw attempt. The Hornets are now 8 of 9 from the line in the first quarter.
His drive to the basket was great, though.
And make it 9 for 10. Chandler just 50% on the season, but converts both. And the Hornets go up 4 with under 3 minutes to go.
Token pressure.
Jordan Farmar.
Better thing that he does than he's ever done before.
Farmar working against Chris Paul. Works around a double screen. Finds Kobe. That's a pretty good idea for a rookie. Kobe can't convert to 3.
That wasn't a good shot.
Desmond, transition. Guess who will visit the line? Again, the Hornets.
Well, we talked about what LA doesn't do. They don't stop you from getting in the paint. You get in the paint, you get to the free throw line. That's what they wanted to do.
In their last 8 games coming into tonight, the Lakers have allowed at least 100 points in every one of them, and they are giving up 111 points per game over that 8-game stretch. It's amazing there are any wins in there. But, of course, Kobe has kind of single-handedly done that.
Who have they played?
Well, last night they played the worst team in the league.
And they won by 2.
Yes, they did.
By 2.
Kobe scores 56, they lose. Desmond Mason at the free throw line for the Hornets, who continue to separate themselves from LA because of that free throw shooting. They've made their last 8 and are now 11 of 12 at the line.
When they made a decision to bring Odom out, it hadn't worked.
Lakers only have 1 trip there, and it's number 24 who's been to the line. He misses another 3, does Kobe. Chris Paul finds Butler. Can he remain hot? No, not on the first one. Mark Jackson didn't come back down with it and pays the price.
Good look, though.
Odom, trailer with 2 minutes to go, floats that one in. Pretty shot by Lamar Odom.
That's the strategy. They want Odom to bring Tyson outside. First time it's worked.
Andrew Bynum also on the floor for the first time for the Lakers, the youngest player in the NBA at 19. That shot won't go. So Butler's missed his first 2. 95 seconds remaining. Here's a steal by CP3 on the intended pass to Kobe. 2-on-1 with Butler. And that is a clean block out of bounds.
And Chris wanted Rasul to score so he could get started. Great steal. Chris is always prepared. And here comes the fast break.
See the disgusted look on Kobe's face. He didn't even run the floor.
run the floor on offense if you're Kobe.
Chris Paul. Bottom. Chris Paul with 11. It's Chris Paul 11, Kobe Bryant 10 so far in the first quarter.
Okay.
That one's tipped, and the whistle going against the Hornets and against Chris Paul. I mean, you got to figure during this 3-game stretch, Kobe hadn't been outscored in many quarters either.
No, by the team. Chris says, that was a good play. Come on now.
Don't read his lips at home, please. 70 seconds remaining. Walton got in close, but misses. Chandler with his 6th rebound. A minute to go. Paul behind the back to Mark Jackson. Time to feel those seams, but can't convert. Odom pushing. Kicking. Walton for 3.
Jackson on the floor, Odom on the floor, Walton in the basket.
Hornets lead, cut in half on that shot. Desmond goes baseline and misses the rim on the reverse. Here comes Farmar and throws it away. Chris Paul again on the intended pass to Kobe. And Chris Paul with the banker too hard.
It's a great steal by Chris. He knew what Farmar was going to do. Outthought it.
Chris Paul has risen to the occasion early tonight. 2 steals, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Kobe has it up top. I believe he'll keep it with 5. Launches the 3, and he's fouled by Rasul Butler. So 3 frees coming up for Kobe, and they're not enjoying it here in New Orleans.
Well, you don't want to give him anything. Now you give him a chance to make 3. This is a long shot. You don't want to foul him on the jump shot. No need to foul him on that shot. He would not have made it, I don't believe. You want to keep him off the line. Don't send him to the line. Not the 3.
Kobe had been, for him, struggling on his last several shots. For him. Yeah. Kobe, the only Laker to visit the free throw line so far. He's now 3 for 3 at the line. Has 2 more coming after being fouled on the tray. 7 and 7/10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Plenty of time for the Hornets to do something after Bryant's trip to the line. He now has 12 points and 1 more free throw coming. Remember now, in his 2 previous games against the Hornets, Kobe has totaled 47 points. He gets all 3. He has 13. Here comes Chris Paul with 5, with 4, with 3, all the way to the hoop for nothing except Chandler to follow it in with a second to go.
No answer for Chandler.
That was after the buzzer as time expires on a first quarter which saw lots of offense. Hornets at home in New Orleans for the final time in the 06-07 season. They're here to see the Bees compete for a playoff spot. They're here to see Kobe go after a record.
Meet Rick Rourke.
Don't give up 50%. You're doing a good job. Kobe is having a decent night. He's got 13 points in the first quarter, but not having a great shooting night. He's only 4 of 9. He can shoot over anybody. He will shoot over anybody. Doesn't need a lot of room to get his shots off and shoot. Makes a great jumper. You see him back you down and fall away. He's got it all. But tonight, the Hornets are making it work. As I say, he's 4 of 9 from the field. Made all 5 of his free throws. They made him look almost shootable.
I'm not a mathematician, but 13 times 4 is 52, isn't it?
Yes.
That would be a record-setting pace. Calm by Kobe standards the last 3 games coming in. But he is looking for his 4th consecutive 50-plus point game.
He ain't scoring 52 points. Okay.
I'm just telling you what the calculator says.
He won't score 52 points.
All right. Here's a drive and an easy layup by Farmar to tie this game at 31. It is our 7th tie of the night.
And he's not on the floor right now, so I know he's not going to score anytime soon.
Butler knocks down the 3 After missing his first 2 of the night, Hornets need his offense.
If he doesn't have to defend Kobe, he can get offense.
Kobe's on the floor. 24 against 24. Stripped by Desmond Mason, out of bounds. Kobe glaring at the official. No whistle there.
Good defense. Good strip. Mason has to use strength. Devin Brown quickness.
Kobe missing. Kobe started 3 of 4. He's gone 1 of 6 from the field since. West.
Well, what does that math tell you if he's gone 1 of 6 since? 52 points.
Hey, with Kobe, it's going to be quantity, not necessarily quality.
Okay, Kobe. 52.
Vujacic gave it up to Odom. 4 on the clock. 3 on the clock. Odom. And Jannero Pargo, who began his NBA career as a Los Angeles Laker, on the floor. And he's had 2 good games against his former club.
How many minutes can Kobe play tonight after last night? He played considerable minutes.
He's in great shape. There goes Pargo to the rack. He can't finish. When Kobe Bryant is on, I don't discount anything. I mean, Bynum got the layup.
You talk about Kobe like he could be playing for, say, the Denver Nuggets or somebody.
It's a short trip, isn't it? Isn't that a short trip from Memphis? And Butler loses control. He thought Farmar had touched it last. So the Hornets up a point, but it's Lakers ball as Mason has had his turn. 3 different Hornets already have tried to stop Kobe Bryant. Devin Brown is back on him. He's the guy who started the game defending him. 2 minutes into the second. Odom got a step on David West. And West is called for the foul. It'll be his second.
See, that's the guy you worry about because he can handle the ball, make its own offense, and he likes to pull you out from the basket. So if Odom has another big night, 20 and 15 last night, you get in trouble.
Kobe is now trapped. First time the Hornets have done that. Doesn't help. 15 for that guy.
Well, they tried to trap with Mark Jackson, but he's too quick. He got around Mark very easily to beat the trap.
Here's Butler from Pargo. Kobe got the rebound. Devin Brown's in front of him. For a moment, Kobe will go back to the free throw line.
Well, we'll watch what Kobe Bryant does. Now, you see the trap. That was really not a trap. He just beat Jackson, and that made it difficult because now you're trying to catch up. Once he beats the trap, you could be in trouble.
That last foul was on David West, who now has 3. 2 quick ones here early second quarter.
2 of them came against Odom, which is more hurtful than one against Kobe.
And the other one was an offensive foul.
That's even worse.
Kobe Bryant now a perfect 6 of 6 at the line. He has 16. Plenty of time remaining in this first half. No, he changed his number from 8 to 24. This week, though, I think it's 50.
They played 45 minutes last night. That's a long time. That's a lot of minutes. 45 minutes out of 48. That's a lot.
Played the entire first quarter. Devin Brown was looking for West. He was cutting to the bucket. Pargo trying to bail out the play. And almost did.
See, right now, we're more of our problem than Kobe is our problem.
Lakers by 3 in the ball. Odom throws it back to Vujacic, who finds Kobe. This time Butler's on it. Doesn't deny him baseline and pays the price.
We tried to force him baseline. Bad decision.
That's 19 for Kobe. That forces Byron's hand. A Hornets timeout with 8:37 remaining in this first half of play. 39-34. Lakers have the lead, and when Kobe's had the ball, more often than not, it's ended up in the hoop.
Now coming inside the New Orleans arena, Kobe Bryant's 19 points that led the Lakers to a 39-34 lead with 8:37 to go in the half. We've got an update on two of the Hornet players that have been hurt for a while. First, Peja Stojakovic. He had his first full practice yesterday. That included a 5-on-5 scrimmage. Said he was fatigued early, had a difficult time getting his shot up late in the scrimmage. Byron Scott said Peja didn't complain of any pain to his surgically repaired back after the 20-minute scrimmage. Now, he will practice again tomorrow, and there is a slight possibility he could play Sunday against the Houston Rockets. Bobby Jackson, well, the Hornets say he's out for the next 4 games to rest a strained right Achilles tendon. Bobby said today he's day-to-day, so we'll find out, but that's the latest update on Bobby Jackson and Peja Stojakovic.
A lot of offense sitting on a Hornet bench right now in street clothes.
Yeah, it is, but I tell you, taking care of the basketball and playing defense is how you win, though. I mean, and those guys, when they come back, they'll be a big help. But right now, taking care of the ball would help a little bit, too.
8.5 remaining in this first half. Chandler working on the youngster Bynum. They double him. Chris Paul gets past Farmar and makes him pay. Arriving just a little bit too late or out of position is Chris Paul now with 13.
I think Farmar played much better earlier in the season than he's playing now. It's usually the other way around.
Farmar goes baseline and can't reverse it in. Bynum follows it in. Bynum has some great skills.
He's young. I mean, they are young inside. I think the 11th youngest team in the league, maybe.
CP3 against Kobe. Top 2 scorers in this one. Fouls going against Walton.
It takes young players who are big players inside longer to develop. Bynum suffers through that.
Hornets already in the penalty after putting home 11 of 12 free throws in the first quarter. Right now, it's the story of the game for the Hornets offense.
Indeed.
He starts to turn a corner, he ain't there.
Dez missing the first of 2. Well, folks, now's your chance to play on the hardwood, just like your hometown Hornets. One lucky team will have the opportunity to take on your favorite Anheuser-Busch retailers in a pickup game. Visit Hornets.com to view a list of participating retailers. Hornets basketball, you gotta believe. And Dez comes up empty at the line. The Hornets had only missed 1 free throw prior to his visit.
So it becomes a big story if you get to the line and don't make it also.
Bynum turns to face up Chandler. Can't deliver on the jumper. Mason cleans it up. Hornets with the ball, down 5. Plenty of time remaining here in the second quarter in New Orleans. Devin Brown defended by Kobe Bryant. Takes him in the lane. Chandler. Yes, sir! On his second opportunity.
And Chandler's also a young man straight out of high school. And Bynum has something to look forward to because Chandler's just dominating right now.
This is Vujacic delivering the 2-pointer against Desmond.
Kick and shoot.
Chris Paul with a crossover and draws yet another Lakers foul.
Tyson Chandler always in the great offensive rebounding position. He tapped the ball off the backboard to himself. That's just smart. And then the way he finished it, that's just talent.
It was a 10th foul called against the Lakers. I think I said they were in the penalty. I misspoke because Desmond had been fouled in the act of shooting. But they are piling up on the LA Lakers. 6:45 to go in this first half of play. Hornets have taken 14 free throws on the night.
Where they posted up Walton again with Dez.
Walton hits the deck. Chandler can't hold on after the Desmond miss. Walton tried it over Chandler unsuccessfully. Desmond in the lane. Chandler's 3 times, and the third was the charm.
He talked before the game about is trying to catch Garnett with rebounding. He said maybe your teammates can miss a few for you tonight, and they have.
11 rebounds after that offensive barrage by Chandler, who already has a double-double halfway through the second. Kobe misses the fall away.
It's a bad shot for most players, but maybe not for him because he can make that shot.
Mason had it blocked by Walton. Vujacic didn't have numbers, so pulled up. Maybe should have pulled it out.
Not a smart move. But you wonder, though, now Tyson did that offensive rebounding. Bob, that takes a lot out of him. You don't want to see if he gets fatigued because of hitting the offensive boards.
Devin Brown delivers two. Devin has produced 6 first-half points. The Hornets within 1, just over 5 minutes to go. Hornets playing off of Bynum. Gave up the dribble, now gives it up to Kobe with 3. Farmar with 1 on the clock, missing the tray.
You play off Bynum, you put 2 on Kobe.
This is Butler for 3. Chandler keeps it alive, and he hit it off of a Laker. Great offensive work by Chandler on the boards. Hornets down 1, will have it back as Mason misses. Chandler 1, 2, 3, and now has 14 points and 11 rebounds.
A lot of good things to see in tonight's ball game. The Hornets 1 point behind the Lakers. Tyson Chandler really getting the job done on the boards. We talk about Tyson over and over again. He's getting better. He knows how to finish over the top. We talk about Tyson, he's getting better. If you miss it, he'll clean it up for you. We talk about Tyson, he's getting better. And you know what? Guys can shoot the ball. Don't worry if you miss, because Tyson Chandler will help you look good. Tyson Chandler already in the first half with a double-double. 14 points, 11 boards, his 30th double-double of the season. We don't know. We talk about what Kobe's going to do. What kind of game is he going to end up having?
3rd straight double-double for that guy, and now 38 games in a row that Tyson Chandler has at least 1 offensive rebound.
Well, and I know we couldn't put everything in the replay, but he had that drive early in the game. I've never seen him put it on the floor and split the defense for a layup. He's learning. He's adding something every time we see him play. That's a great thing.
4.5 left. Nice feed. Desmond Mason got it to Paul. Wave off the follow jam by Chandler because of another Los Angeles Lakers foul and another trip to the free throw line upcoming.
The Lakers don't do very much in the paint. A great bounce pass from Dez, and I wish they hadn't fouled it, because who was there to clean that one up too? Tyson Chandler.
It was TC. Chris Paul missing that first free throw. 4 different Hornets had visited the free throw line here in the first half. Only 1 Laker has taken a free throw this evening, and that is Kobe, who is 7 for 7. Chris Paul now 6 of 8 at the line by himself. He has 14. And the Hornets have tied the Lakers. Vujacic looks off. Smush Parker returned after early foul trouble. Vujacic dribbling all over the place. Finds Parker, the no-look, finding Turioff. Now back to Vujacic, who knocks down the tray. You said he can shoot, Gil. It's his 50th three-pointer of the season.
When you're open, you can shoot too. He wasn't guarded.
Tyson Chandler working on Turioff. Can't convert. Odom outletting to Kobe. Kobe on Butler. Plenty of time for Kobe. Missing that time. He's 6 out of 14. Here's Devin Brown missing. Look at the Hornets attack the offensive glass. And Kobe a little closer in that time for his 21st point of the night. Lakers by 5, nearing the 3-minute mark of the first half. Butler from Paul for 3. Got it. Butler's second tray brings it down to 2. Kobe against Devin Brown. Got him to bite on the pump fake and will go to the line. And as Kobe goes to the free throw line, let's take a timeout. And it was Rasul Butler for the second time tonight from above the arc. Hornets are going to need his offense. It's going to be one of those high-scoring affairs. 46 here in New Orleans, under 3 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Hi, everyone. Bob Licht alongside Gil McGregor, who is having a little difficulty with some hay fever today, so we're going to try to save Gil McGregor's voice somewhat and bring in Jordy Holbrook.
Loosen the tie, Gil. He's a gamer, though.
Never loosen my tie.
He's a gamer.
But Jordy's going to help us out here courtside as Kobe Bryant, the story on him is 21 points thus far in the first half.
And like I said earlier, in this city during Mardi Gras, they say, throw me something, mister. When it comes to sports, they say, show me something, mister. And Kobe Bryant's showing right now. But Hornets fans want to win. We got to get this big thing turned around before halftime.
Hornets only 2 points down, although shooting just 36% in the first half. They've done a lot of damage at the free throw line where they've outscored the Lakers 12-7. Although Kobe will be heading there right now.
That's how he gets 60 points, guys. He gets to the free throw line. He had 18 free throw attempts just last night. He's already got 7, and he's a perfect 7 for 7 right now. So, as you said, Gil, when he shot that 3 ball and Rasul Butler fouled him, just get a hand up. Don't foul him. Make him beat you from downtown. Don't give him a chance for 3 or the 4-point play.
The odd thing, he's the only Laker to go to the free throw line.
Right.
That's the only free throws they shot. He's taking it.
Let's face it, he's pretty good, guys.
Kobe making that first one. He's got 22. Give Kobe 23, including 9 of 9 at the line. But again, the only Laker to go to the stripe.
That's weird.
Well, the others have to touch it to have a chance to get there, don't they?
They touched it.
They're not quite as aggressive.
Butler lobs Chandler on Turioff. Throws out of the double, but not before he travels.
I even saw that one. That was about 4 steps. Violet Palmer had to call that one, but Tyson having quite an impact on the game so far.
Coming up at halftime, there's Hornets owner George Shinn.
I'll visit with him.
You will be talking to George tonight. Talk about the return to New Orleans, which is happening next season. 43 home games in this building.
43? I mean, a couple of exhibition games?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I'm so used to saying 41. I knew you'd throw me a curveball, Bob.
I hope I'm right.
Baseball guy. It's to be determined.
Lamar Odom to the free throw line. First time someone other than Kobe takes a free throw for Los Angeles. And Lamar Odom now with 7.
For the Lakers, I think to get where they want to get, the man at the free throw line right now is going to have to step up and become a better player on both ends of the floor and take some of that pressure off of Kobe Bryant.
Odom got them both. Lakers 11 for 11 at the line. So although the Hornets have 5 more shots at the line, they now only have 1 more point. Chris Paul was fouled, and that was Smush Parker, who doesn't know how to contain CP3.
He's just having the most difficult time. Chris gets him on his back and just rides with him, and Smush just keeps pushing him, and they call the foul. Smush, take that headband off or something.
The Smush push resulting in his 3rd foul. Chris Paul having a fine first half. You can also add a pair of steals and 4 rebounds to the totals you just saw on your screen.
And making life miserable for Smush as he'll take a seat, and Shammond Williams will check back in.
Shammond Williams, we told you, played 16 games for the Hornets back in 2004. His cousin is making quite a race out of the rebounding situation for Tyson Chandler. His cousin is Kevin Garnett.
You remember Shaman, one of the nicest guys you ever want to talk to, and one of those kind of guys you love to see making it in the league.
I mean, he'll do what he's told. I mean, I'm not saying he's limited, but he's going to do what he's told. So it's a great place for him to play within a system as structured as they are in LA.
Yeah. Kobe has 25 of the 54 Laker points.
What does that add to if he has 25 in the first half?
That would be 50 to 50.
50?
If he gets 53, that's still not 52.
I was going to say earlier, my mic was off. He may not get 52, but I was going to say he may get 56. And you would have been accurate.
I'm still covered.
Absolutely. Another steal.
Chris Paul's third. Lamar Odom called for the foul before CP3's breakaway.
It's a breakaway because Chris was going to score. You see Kobe. That's a great jump shot. You can't defend that. It's too quick. He's too high. Yeah. He's too accurate.
And he shoots at the top of his jump. So he just hangs in the air what seems like an eternity. Everybody else comes down. He's still got that picture-perfect form, whether it be from 18 feet or 30 feet.
And it would be from 18 feet or 30 feet. He doesn't care.
That's right.
Chris Paul rattles in that first free throw. A 17-point first half for the Hornets standout point guard. Williams goes out. Vujacic returns. Or Farmar, returns.
Gil, you like the tempo of this game so far for the Hornets? Do you think this is not working to our advantage?
I mean, it's not a bad tempo. We want to speed it up even more. They don't want to play quickly. They just want to get the ball to Kobe. But yeah, this is good. We're all right.
19 for Chris Paul.
Oh, you think it's going up?
Kobe rises over Devin Brown and now has 27. And just to answer Gil's question from earlier, what will he have in a tank in the second game of a back-to-back? He hasn't missed a second of play tonight.
He fueled up at the Palace Cafe today and got him some shrimp and oysters. He's good to go.
Well, you ask, is it going up? The question is it going in? That's the question.
Is it going up? Yes. Is it going in?
Yeah.
Devin Brown, man on an island, and Kobe just says, take that. 65, 50, 60, and right now, how many?
27.
Wow.
And counting. Chris Paul has a 19-point first half working.
Then we're not talking about that.
Jackson feeds Chris Paul with 2, fall away with 1. No. You know he'd be looking at maybe career numbers if that thing goes in. Here comes Kobe, under 50 seconds to go. Kobe changes the shot into a pass, and Vujacic misses the 3, but Turioff tracks it down.
See, that worked, didn't it?
That time. Vujacic missing another 3. 34 seconds left. Desmond Mason quickly beating the Lakers down the floor.
That was big. Needed to get that one. Now you got a chance to get a stop. You'll have some time left to maybe take the lead at the break.
Hornets within 1. Butler now has his turn at Kobe. Picked off by Turioff. This is Vujacic. It doesn't take much encouragement to get him to let it fly, does it? And a foul in the backcourt on Turioff with 13.2 seconds to go. The Hornets will be shooting again at the line.
Chris Paul taking exception to that foul by Turioff also.
Looks like Mark Jackson's going to be headed to the line for the Hornets.
I guess Chris taking up for his teammate.
Jackson, in his last 3 ball games, has counted for 20 points off the Bees bench. Shot over 50% from the field. Mark Jackson converting his first point of the night. And a 20-second timeout taken by the LA Lakers, as the Hornets have tied this game at 56, our 9th tie of this ball game. Friends, tomorrow is your chance to catch 2 LSU events for the price of 1. Be here at 1 p.m. as the 10th-ranked Lady Tigers host the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide of Alabama. It's an SEC softball showdown. Then at 4 p.m., watch as the 7th-ranked Tiger Gymnastics team hosts the 5th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers on senior night. That's 2 for the price of 1, right here on CST.
Bill Jackson called the timeout because with 13 seconds to go, he thinks they can run a play. I mean, he's always coaching, always trying to get an advantage.
Might want to run one for number 24.
All right, well, you don't have to run plays for him. Don't try to not let him get his hands on the ball in this half, though.
So far, the Lakers have taken 44 shots. Kobe's got 17 of them attempted. Has made 9 of their 21. During his ridiculous streak of 50-plus points in 3 straight, he has averaged 50% of the Laker points scored. He's going to have to take a lot of shots to maintain that pace.
They gave him the ball early, so he's got it now.
Hornets lead by 1, 5 seconds to go. Odom gives it up to Farmar for 3. No. Mason rebounds, and the Hornets will go into the locker room with a lead. So despite a 27-point first half by Kobe Bryant, who is on target for his 4th consecutive 50-plus point game, the Hornets by 1. Jordy?
All right, thank you very much. With assistant coach Darryl Walker, you breathed a sigh of relief when that last shot didn't go. Kobe got his, as expected, maybe too much. What do we have to do in the second half to get this secure win?
You know, I don't know. If he keeps going the way he's going, Jordan, we may have to come and start double-teaming because it's obviously right now it's 57-56. We're up 1 point, but he's capable, I think, of beating us by himself.
Is he really? So double-team time?
No, I just think he's in a zone right now these last 4 or 5 games. His game face before the game, he had a very aggressive demeanor, and I think he's very much capable of beating us by himself.
We have to send you out there, defensive specialist.
No, my days are over with.
All right, Darryl Walker, thank you very much. An exciting first half as built. Hornets up 57-56. When we return, sit down with the owner of the Hornets, Mr. George Schiff.
Incredible donation. Let's hear from CP3.
I'm just excited that Toyota has chosen to work with me. You know, this is a very special project, the Toyota Tundra turnaround program, and there's so much that goes into it. You know, this is not just a great opportunity for me, but for the Hornets and everyone who's trying to help rebuild the city, because it's a long process, and this is just one small thing that we're doing. And like Bob mentioned, the courts that they're doing, over $200,000. I actually had a court refurbished back home and renamed after my late grandfather after I was drafted. And there was so much that went into it. And just to know how many courts that Toyota, how many courts they're doing and what they're trying to do for the kids, because once the courts are refurbished, all the games and events and different things like that take place at the court, that's going to bring the people together more and more each day, and that's what it's all about.
That Tundra turnaround initiative was launched at the 07 All-Star Game in Vegas, and you're going to see documentation of all of that on NBA TV on a future broadcast.
Bob, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You even mentioned your name there.
Well, I sure wish he'd been referring to me, but
don't ask him for a Tundra, please.
He was actually referring to the NBA's own Bob Lanier, Hall of Famer.
A half a Tundra. I love to see celebrity use their celebrity for leverage to make things better, and Chris Paul needs to be commended for doing so.
Absolutely.
Desmond Mason producing the first bucket of the second half for the Hornets as they stretch their lead to 3. Devin Brown bites on the ball fake by Kobe Bryant. Don't feel bad, Devin. Most do. He'll go to the line.
And in the act of shooting. So Kobe will go to the line again. I asked Devin Brown earlier, I said, you get a good night's sleep last night? He looked at me and said, yeah. I don't know if I believed him. I really don't. How can you? Shut down Kobe.
In order to stop thinking about it, you probably go to sleep. So if you stay awake, you only going to think about it.
9 for 9 at the line, trying to get double digits from there, and there it is.
Well, you know, it's one thing to go to bed with the knowledge that you're going to have to defend Kobe. Problem is the nightmare happens during the game.
That's right. You know what makes him so effective? He's the ultimate scorer. He can elude a double team. He takes away any kind of weak side help defense, and no matter what you do, no matter how you defend him, he can get a good shot off at the basket, because as we talked about earlier, Gil, he can rise up, get a good look at the target, and follow through.
Well, you know, and I also think, you know, you're adding a person who thinks the ball game. You're adding his thinking of the game to a person who's blessed with a lot of talent. He puts both of those things together.
Mason had it stripped out of his hands as he angled across the alley. Kobe with the back down on Devin Brown. A double by Mason. Hornets recovered nicely. Kobe steps back after the offensive rebound and just punished the Hornets by banking it off the backboard. He had 31.
You saw the athleticism to get the rebound. You saw the thinking to use the backboard. He's got it all.
He is the ultimate warrior of the NBA.
Is he the best player?
I think he is. I think he is. He scored the last 12 of the Lakers' 14 points, and if he leads the league in scoring this year, that will be back-to-back leading the league in scoring, and he'll become the 10th player ever to do that with some historic names.
Last year, almost 35.5 points per game was the 8th best per-game average to finish a season in the history of this league. David West hadn't been heard from a lot tonight. He had some foul trouble in that first half. He had 3 of them. That's just a second made field goal.
I don't think David knew he had 3 fouls. I saw him in a discussion on the bench, and they told him 3, and he looked bewildered. He thought he only had 2.
Well, he thought he had none. You know that.
Kobe's turnaround, and he has 33 and counting.
And you almost just have to anticipate what he's going to anticipate, and I don't know if you can outthink him like that.
There's Paul, left-hand dribble drive, and Mason was slapped across the face. He goes down, 2-on-2 break, and David West forced a foul, and he's upset that he had to burn his 4th foul on that play.
I hate to see a player hit in the face and go down. I've had a detached retina playing basketball, and it always makes me think of that. I hate to see it.
He's up now, but you see the pass gets deflected. Desmond gathers, and right there, Kobe gets him. Now, Kobe's been known to flail elbows. And
that's usually when he has the ball, though.
And now he's poking eyeballs.
David West with his 4th foul. That's one of those team fouls. He had to do it to stop the break.
See, I don't think he had to do it to stop it.
There was a technical called against Desmond Mason as well, so Kobe Bryant goes to the line. And he is now 12 out of 12 at the stripe. And Desmond Mason continuing to dispute the no call on the other end of the floor.
What the Lakers have done, Gil, is they have taken this electricity out of this building right now. It's very quiet. Hornets had to make a play to get the...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
37 for number 24.
Scariest basket he's made tonight. That was it.
David West, finger roll as an air ball.
Rise to the occasion, Mr. Bryant. Look how deep he is. Look how high he gets with Devin Brown in his grill and Tyson Chandler as well. And he goes, you know what? I'm feeling it, I'm firing it, and I'm finding it.
Kwame lays it in.
The problem is not letting everybody else feed off him on the Laker team. Don't let those guys get involved.
Darrell Walker suggested to Jordy at halftime, perhaps a double team will arrive early in the second half if he gets going again. We'll see.
Numbers.
Smush had a beautiful between legs dribble and finishes it in transition. And the Hornets will call a timeout. Byron Scott does not like what he has seen from his club to start the 3rd quarter. Break in the action with 8:43 to go. It is a 9-point Laker lead, which is the largest of the night. That guy has a little something to do with it. How about 37 already for Kobe Bryant?
8:43 to go in the 3rd. The Lakers up by 9, 70-61. Kobe Bryant had 27 at halftime. In the 3rd quarter, even hotter. Offensive rebounds. The fadeaway using the glass. Then outside again. Dribble, spin, fadeaway, feeling it, finding it. And then it's a high screen and hits the deep 3-ball. 27 at the half, 10 already here in the 3rd. Grand total 37 on 12 of 20 from the field. A perfect dozen at the free throw line.
So far in this quarter, 3 for 3 from the field and 3 for 3 at the line for Kobe Bryant. So a perfect 3rd. Lakers on a 14-2 run to take their largest lead of the night.
Lakers have gone zone for the first time, Gil.
And then the Lakers' other players are hurting us too. Kobe's going to hurt you. Don't let everybody else hurt you.
Downtown is Devin Brown. He's in double figures with 12.
Big bucket because the Hornets, remember, led by 1 at the break. That transcended into a 9-point deficit. Got to get a stop here. Too easy.
4th Hornet tray. But the Lakers answer as Parker picks up his 6th.
Too easy, and it wasn't Kobe.
Right.
Brown. Nice bounce feed to David West, who can't finish with the left hand and then can't secure the offensive rebound.
Ouch. Just overshot it because he had to move.
Ouch. I have a theory on Smush. I pushed it that time to get a bucket. Says I can't guard Chris. Only way I can stay in the game is I can score a couple of points myself.
Odom drains the jumper.
Watch that guy. Watch that guy. He's scary. To me, he's the key also, Jordan.
Lakers with their largest lead. Chris Paul yet to score here in the third quarter after an 18-point first half. 5 on the clock for Chandler. Now 3. And the blocking foul goes against Brown.
Tyson was determined to get into the paint. If at first you don't succeed, back out. Take it back in again with his back to the shot clock and got the foul. David West having a tough one. He started off with only 4 points on 2 for 9 from the field. Classic example. He missed that easy little inside the lane shot, and Tyson Chandler just played croquet with him on the ball. Just went right through his legs at the free throw line as he was practicing the shot. Rolled right through him.
Chandler back to the line where he's 2 for 2, Gil.
Earlier he was practicing and someone hit him in his stomach with the ball. I think it was the ref. He's got to be careful of what the ball's doing to him when he's warming up his free throw moves.
Step away from the free throw line. Back up a little bit.
Keep your hands low.
After Kwame Brown's personal foul, his 5th. Mr. Andrew Bynum comes back in for him in the middle. Chandler, so far tonight, 12 rebounds to go with the 14 points. He trailed Kevin Garnett by 25 rebounds in the race to lead the league coming into this evening.
And the last outing, Tyson had 11. Garnett had 18. Stepped up. Garnett's really playing well for the T-Wolves. And already this quarter, Lakers shooting the lights out.
Drive rejected underneath on the Smush Parker dribble drive. Under 7 minutes to go in the third. Walton steps in front of West for the intercept.
Devin picked up his dribble without any need to pick up his dribble. Keep the dribble alive and look to see who's open.
Hornets have only had 2 stops on the Lakers' 11 possessions to begin the second half. Odom for 3. Wave it off, says Violet Palmer. Foul is on David West. He doesn't even wait to dispute anything. He heads right to the Hornet bench with his 5th foul.
Well, had he disputed anything, he'd have gotten a tech. He left because he didn't have anything nice to say about that call.
Now what this does, David West, your second leading rebounder, he's out. Now all the load is on Tyson Chandler's shoulders unless a Desmond Mason or a Rasul Butler can step up and get on the glass.
So Odom fouled prior to his 3-point attempt. 10 on the clock for Odom. Parker over Paul, misses the tray, and Chandler has his 13th carry. Chris Paul has Bynum left him. Now gets Smush in trouble. Still 8 to work with. Chris Paul gets the Chandler screen with 3, launches the tray. Chandler couldn't get that offensive rebound away from Odom.
Well, Chandler set the screen. It's hard to get to the rim after setting such a high screen.
Halfway through the third, Odom with the scoop, hit the deck, nothing there, but Bynum with the rebound jam.
And that's what I'm talking about. Tyson has to have some help on the glass. He cannot do it all. He challenged that shot. No weak side help.
Devin Brown comes up short. He almost stole it from Parker. Kobe into the alley. Got it over Chandler. His 39th point of the night. His 12th of the quarter. And the Hornets want a 20-second timeout.
Kobe just patiently working his way, Gil, and maneuvering.
He's got a lot of different shots. He just showed you all the different things he can do. He's added another little sky hook by Kobe.
And it's
hasn't
amazing.
Missed in the quarter. And while Kobe gets a rare breather tonight, let's talk about the Voodoo, because they're back in the graveyard tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. With a 2-1 New Orleans Voodoo host the 1-1 Los Angeles Avengers. tune in and watch this exciting brand of football right here, beginning at 6:30 p.m. with Voodoo tonight. Tomorrow night on CST.
Lots of time left here in the third quarter, but that 1-point Hornet halftime lead is now a 13-point deficit. They've outscored the Hornets by 14. Kobe Bryant doing the damage. Chris Paul talking to his backcourt mate Devin Brown. We got to get some penetration, get back to the free throw line, get back in this game.
So you go back to Mark Jackson if you're worried about the rebounding. If Rasul Butler can't replace the rebounding that you lose with David West, you go back with Mark, because Mark and Tyson have been on the floor together on numerous occasions lately.
After the 22nd Hornet timeout, Chris Paul finds Devin Brown, now Mason. Backing down Odom, who wouldn't bite on the ball fake, and the 6'10 defender blocked it. Loose ball picked up by Parker.
Don't you agree, Gil? Dez's game is taking it inside. Well, that plays right into Lamar Odom because of his reach.
And the Hornets just attacked that shot out of bounds. Lakers ball.
I agree, and the movement wasn't there. They were still facing the zone, and there wasn't enough movement to get anybody to do anything but hold their defensive position. You got to move the ball a little bit more.
New shot clock for the Lakers after the block shot miss. Kobe from downtown.
He is absolutely stroking it. He is unbelievable. 41 on 14 of 22. Devin Brown, what else can you do? Hand right on him. Nothing but nylon.
Watch Kobe get the fan five.
Wow. Wow.
The fan got a kick out of that. Byron Scott did not.
He won't wash his hand for a week.
Butler can't answer Kobe's three. 42 for Kobe Bryant. It's a 21-4 Laker run. Chris Paul knocked it free from behind Kobe. And then a kick ball.
Lamar Odom still making plays, whether it's on the offensive end or defense. By that time he got that big size 16 shoe in the way. Kick the ball. Hornets don't get the easy layup. Have to set it up on the outside.
Kobe is 8 shy of becoming just the second player in NBA history to go 4 straight games with at least 50.
50, Bob.
Got to get 50 before you get 52.
Better stop at 52, because if he doesn't, I'll be right.
Byron Scott called it playoff Kobe. Wow.
15 on the clock for Chris Paul. Angles into the alley, hangs, and fires in his first points of the second half.
What a tough shot. See the little extra hang by Chris in traffic?
And lead.
Yes.
See that determined look on CP3's face as well. Maybe he wants to take over for the Hornets. With 4 minutes remaining in the third, Odom's fade fires nothing but the bottom of the net as the Lakers are red hot.
Well, somebody's defense has to take it for the Hornets, Bob. That's the only thing that's going to get it done. I harp on it all the time, but you see why you got to play good defense.
Devin Brown looked off Desmond Mason with a 7-footer behind him, so Devin Brown goes to the rack, no. And that comes loose to Mason, who almost threw it into the backcourt. Nice save by Butler. Gets it back from Chris Paul and floats in the rainbow.
Old school, the runner. Nice play. All because of an offensive rebound. Dez did a nice job getting on boards.
Butler has 8. And this is an offensive foul against Los Angeles.
Bynum holding Chris Paul on the play on the screen. So now's another opportunity to chip away.
So with 3:19 remaining in the third quarter. You see that score and you go, well, is Kobe going to sit because it's a Laker blowout? Well, based on the fact that they've been giving up 111 points per game over their last 8, I think the Hornets have plenty of time.
11 for 17. Lights out. Wow.
Unreal. No D.
And the Lakers call a timeout with 3:05 remaining in quarter 3.
There is no D for Kobe on this kind of shot from the deep. It says, hey, give me some love in the Big Easy. Lakers up 83-69.
The Hornets look to snap a 20-game losing streak versus the Dallas Mavericks. Will it happen at home at the Ford Center? The last time the Hornets beat the Mavs, Mark Cuban did not own them.
Joe DiMaggio's streak ended one day, so why not this one?
Oh, my goodness.
Why not this one?
It's amazing. You said Mark Cuban did not own them, and since then they've owned us.
Boy, Gil may be hurting, but he's still got the quick lip.
Yeah.
Very good.
This is Walton. Butler defends. Walton passes off to Bynum with 5 on the clock. He hooks the banker in.
Kareemish being taught by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he learned his lesson well on that one.
Can't think of a better professor at that position. 2.5 left in the quarter, which has been dominated by the Lakers.
Still playing the zone, too.
Desmond. Fall away hook shot, rebounded by Bynum.
And you see, Odom is such a tall cover with that wingspan like a condor. It's a very difficult shot for Desmond Mason.
Because Desmond doesn't score facing the basket. It's always back to the basket, so he can wait on it.
Hornets with a 12-point third quarter. Kobe with 44, and he has just set a New Orleans arena record for an opposing player. Most points ever in this arena by the opposition.
He's unconscious, guys.
Vince Carter, by the way, had the previous record of 42. Butler couldn't handle the pass left to him by Devin Brown, and the Hornets have turned it over for the 8th time.
And Kobe, once again, doesn't matter who's on him. Devin Brown does a nice job, stays right with him, but that little slight fadeaway gets the separation, and it is pure butter.
I think players watch him. I think our guys are watching him now.
Kobe missed that time.
You think there's a trainer or somebody on the bench that tells him how many points he has?
I don't think he needs to be told.
You think they whistle? Look at him, Kobe. You got 44. You just need 6 more, big guy.
See, my concern is that the mistakes that we are making, the shots that we're missing, all are a function of what he's doing. And somehow you have to blot the Kobe factor out and play your best basketball. If you play your best basketball and he scores 65 points and beats you, so be it. But we're not playing our best basketball. So as much as the story is about Kobe, it's equally as much about us.
Our fans are out of it. Chris Paul hasn't done anything yet of late. He's sitting here talking to Byron Scott.
This is his first official breather of the night. 44 points in with 82 seconds to go in the third in a back-to-back.
Nice follow by Rasul. You know, I blame Denver for it. Denver beat him by 27 a little over a week ago. Kobe said, you know what, I'm going to stop deferring. I'm going to take the initiative. And since then, he has been sensational.
I blame Phil Jackson for telling him he had the green light in the first quarter.
Well, I think Phil told him he had to take that initiative, but bringing back Walton and Odom has really helped him. He doesn't have to be the facilitator anymore.
Foul against Butler after Bynum tried to make it a 3-point play underneath. Would not go in, and actually the foul was called prior to the shot, so exactly 60 seconds to go in the quarter. And a 16-point Laker advantage, their largest.
And a 14-point third quarter for the Hornets. So the third quarter Blues are striking up again.
50 seconds remaining. Walton. And Chandler now with a 14-rebound night. Devin Brown, beautiful crossover dribble drive, and he will head to the line. So in this quarter, Kobe has 17, and the Hornets have 14.
We're just 1 3-ball away from tying them up.
Of course, Kobe's not going to add to his total in this quarter. Devin Brown will change that number right now.
Did I say he wouldn't have 52? I meant after 3 quarters.
But you know, this game is so important for the Hornets because after tonight, you talked about it in Hornets tonight. It's the Texas Triangle just awaiting. Houston on Sunday, Dallas at the Ford Center, and then off to San Antonio on a back-to-back. I mean, this is make it or break it time as far as postseason playoffs.
Right. What you just mentioned, Jordy, 4 straight against playoff contenders, and 2 of them are really championship contenders, maybe 3. 20 seconds to go. Hornets down 14. Great no-look pass by CP3 to Desmond Mason.
Movement against the zone, finding an open gap, someone stepping into the lane, and Chris can find him as well as anybody.
And the Lakers have called a timeout after the 6-0 Hornet run.
Chris Paul with the thread the needle.
That's an injured Laker. That's why they call a timeout. Look on the floor across the way.
Sure is. Nice pass, nice movement by Desmond Mason. Need more of that. I cannot see who it is.
Smush Parker. We're not sure.
Looks like he's holding his left ankle.
He is sitting up now. And now being helped up. That's a good sign. Let's take a look at what happened to Smush.
Shot goes up. It's always land right there, his left ankle on Chris's ankle. You see it so many times in basketball that happens. It's not so much how you land, but it's where you land. And Smush is looks like he's okay. He may sit out the rest of this quarter and go from there.
So first, Chris Paul made him sit by his offense, and then it was Chris Paul's foot that he landed on. So Parker...
we want Smush to stay in the game so Kobe will not come back in the game. But look who's back in the game. Number 24, stepping back up. A very short respite.
Oh, my goodness. 13 and 7/10 seconds to go. One more possession for the Lakers, so why not bring number 24 back?
He wants the last shot.
You think?
Of every quarter, of every game,
every day.
His entire life.
Hornets had cut an 18-point deficit down to 12. Let's see if it stays that way. Odom had it tipped away. Nice defense. 5 on the clock, 4 on the clock. Straight away, Trey won't go. Chandler climbing the ladder to avoid a Kobe Bryant chance.
A phenomenal third quarter by the Lakers thanks to number 24, Kobe Bryant, getting it done. 27 at the half, a sensational third quarter with a scintillating display of shot-making artistry. Because of that, Lakers lead it by 12 heading into the fourth.
Hornets basketball on CST.
Those of you just tuning us in, our game summary featuring Tyson Chandler's third straight double-double, 30th of the year, game-high 16 rebounds. Also, Chris Paul, he's been working his magic to the tune of 20 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, but this night so far has belonged to number 24. 44 for Kobe Bryant, who is chasing history here in New Orleans. He had 17 in the quarter. The Hornets had 18 and are down 12.
And you can see the field goals. We were at 37% at the half, maintaining that low number through 3.
First possession belongs to the Bees here in the fourth. Hornets need some offense from number 30. West has been plagued by foul trouble and starts the fourth with 5. Devin Brown traveled after gaining that offensive rebound.
You know, that's a disturbing stat that I'd like to share with you. And the stat is when the Lakers have at least a 10-point lead at any juncture of the basketball game, their record is 31-8. Anytime during the game. Anytime during the game, if they're up by 10, their record is 31-8.
Biggest lead tonight was 18.
So 31 of their 36 wins have come that way. As Odom posts up Butler, and he travels. So one turnover deserves another.
Rule 101 in basketball. Pivot foot. Keep it on the ground. Then dribble. Then pick up your pivot foot.
Which one?
Well, you have to declare. Please declare.
Here's Chris Paul's floater over 2 Lakers. 22 for Chris Paul.
He's saying if Kobe can do it for y'all, I can do it for us. And there's the first double team we've seen in a while.
And they didn't do it with slower people. Chris Paul is going to make a very difficult floater. That's a tough shot. But they doubled with quick people.
Kobe saved it along that baseline. Odom came up with that loose ball.
Only save because Odom has that long wingspan.
It is a full timeout that Odom got after the beautiful Kobe Bryant save. Nearly a minute into the fourth, Hornets have cut what was once an 18-point deficit down to 10. They're going to have to stop Kobe to finish the job.
In active life, athlete's foot can break your rhythm.
For the past 17 years, Mr. Michael Zurillo. And now fans, a few words on behalf of the Hornets organization, Mr. George Shin.
This man has been the face of this franchise for almost 20 years. He has been Super Hugo, he's been Hugo, he's been Air Hugo. He has done it all. He's traveled over the globe and represented the Hornets. Michael, you've been one of the greatest employees we've had. I'm so proud to have you part of the team. We've got you a rocking chair for your retirement, and we got a slam dunk for your children to practice on so you can rock and watch them. Let's give Michael another big hand. He's been a tremendous asset to us.
Let's hear it for Michael Zurillo.
Now, just to let you know, that doesn't mean that Hugo, the mascot itself, is going to retire. You will see you, but just the man inside Hugo. We will, I guess, if there's going to be some kind of a search. Will there be a contest to find the best acrobat?
I'm not
inside
in it.
Hugo?
Well, they told me if I didn't find my voice, I might have to go.
He's had 9 surgeries. You know, who says being a mascot is easy?
Wow, is he in the NBA or the NFL?
Wow.
Vujacic draining the three. It's now a 13-point Laker advantage.
My little 2-year-old, Catherine, absolutely loves Hugo. Absolutely loves him.
It's funny the different stages that youngsters go through with mascots. Scared to death,
yes.
Loved to death.
No gray area.
2 stages.
Side out for the Hornets as Butler finds Paul. Still time for the Hornets to come back against a Laker team not known for its defense. Devin Brown lost the handle. West found it and produces.
I'll take luck sometimes rather than skill. I'll take luck.
Only 6 for David West, playing with 5 fouls and plagued most of the night with those personals. Kobe, by the way, playing with 44 points. Damon Williams misses the 3. West grabs it. Chris Paul runs with it. Chris Paul went between the legs, behind the back, feeds Pargo.
Oh, you wanted to say it so badly, so did I.
Fourth quarter is usually Gennaro Pargo's quarter, the former Laker. Signed by the Hornets as a free agent, but he is scoreless tonight. Kobe got past Devin Brown. And David West cleans it up. Hornets have numbers. Chris Paul has Devin Brown with him, but doesn't use it. Doesn't need to. 24 for CP3.
Takes it right to the 10.
You make him miss, and then you can play offense.
And as the Hornets get it under double digits, the Lakers call a timeout.
Hornets on the go. Get a good defensive stop. David West gets a rebound. Nobody quicker in the league going from free throw line to free throw line than Chris Paul. A little reversal of fortune for the bucket.
Hornets on a 12-3 run to cut it to 9. Sweet here in the New Orleans arena, and look at what is that? What is that? Fairwinds love CST and Rod and Gary. Would that be Gary Kirby?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do they love him? I don't understand. And you know, Gary's in charge of the camera shots, so he saw that, and that was all she wrote.
I think that might be from the Madisonville, Louisiana fan club, Gary Kirby.
Charter membership of how many?
Well,
thousands?
We'll start with the 20 up there.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, my.
That hurts.
Kobe miss. Turioff with an authoritative foul. Double-digit advantage again. but 9 minutes to play.
Got to get some movement on the offensive end. The lane is open, but nobody's moving to open spots.
David West working on Turioff. Can't finish with the left hand, and that kind of defines West's game. Close, but not enough finishes. 3 of 11 from the field. Kobe asking for it against Pargo. Butler helped to double him. Luke Walton finds Vujacic for 3. West gliding with Turioff and grabbing his 5th rebound.
Lakers quick in transition back defensively.
Here's West. Again going with a left hand. Turioff rejecting it out of bounds. Still 11 seconds for the Hornets to work with. Rough night at the office for D. West.
With Tyson Chandler out now, he's more of a low post player, and David, I think, is more comfortable in the 15 to 18 foot range.
Still a lot of time left in this ball game. Chris Paul, this is for 2. 26 for CP3.
Three buckets in this quarter. He is really trying to, as you say, make his mark, put a stamp on it.
Well, he's played well enough for the team to win, but others may not have, but he has played well enough.
One of 4 Hornets starters in double figures, and one's coming back in as Chandler comes to the scorer's table. Walton can't deliver to 3. Can't imagine that Coach Jackson's liking the 3s that he's seeing launched.
The back-to-back double teams made others shoot the basketball from deep, and the Hornets rebound.
Devin Brown, rainbow 3 is an air ball, but a loose ball foul underneath is against the Lakers.
Had to be on Kobe with the hold.
It is on Kobe. It's his 2nd.
Now Devin Brown must have been fouled, right? Because he shot that 3 ball and it came up about 10 feet short. So it either was blocked or fouled or both.
Well, he better say that to the coach. He gets a chance to explain it to the coach because
he's coming to the bench.
He is coming out.
I mean, he missed this one badly. Here comes a shot in the corner and
nope.
Hands part of the ball, right?
No block, no foul.
Just an air ball. And Byron Scott said,
no PT.
What was that? Come sit next to me. Well, go take my seat because I'm not sitting down.
Oh, this just in with 7:29 to play. Kobe had 44 in the first 3 quarters, and he had to scratch here in the 4th.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, the next time the Lakers have the ball, I have a feeling that he's going to touch it.
I think the manager told him, I'm telling you. See, he's more comfortable there with Tyson back in.
Chandler reporting back in and immediately securing his 16th rebound of the night. Let's check that, his 17th. Here's
Say it,
Pargo.
Bob. Say it, Bob. Say it, Bob.
Bottom! And the Hornets have closed it to 6. Once down 18. Under 7 minutes to go. Kobe asks for it, receives it, drives it, cannot produce. Chandler has 18 rebounds.
Crowd back in it.
Chris Paul, the look off. Kobe tips it free from Butler. He has Walton with him. He is fouled. He may have had Walton with him, but he never gave it a glance, did he? He was taking that all the way.
Gennaro Pargo, wide open. What is it? What time is it, Bob? What time is it?
Pargo time.
Rings the bell. And Kobe Bryant, you're right, just made the deflection and was not going to be deterred to get to the free throw line.
Kobe Bryant is a perfect 13 of 13 at the free throw line. He now has 45 as he scores for the first time in the 4th.
He's calling out the Hornets offensive plays. He told Walton to call them up, so he's doing that too.
Remains perfect at the line, has 46, 4 shy of joining a very elite company. Chris Paul finds David West.
Just
won't go down.
Boy, just not in rhythm. It's the shots are there. They're good shots. Just can't get it to go.
Walton against Chris Paul. Took advantage of his size and produced 2. Lakers lead stretched to 10 again.
Smart basketball there.
We are halfway through the final stanza. Here's Pargo for 3. Got it again.
Here we go.
Pargo is in 2 threes in a row, and the Hornets now within 7. The former Laker starting to feel it. Kobe is bumped. He'll go to the line in search of his 47th and 48 points.
Whether he goes right or goes left or is stationary, Jannero Pargo has one thing in mind: catch and shoot. And bingo. Back-to-back buckets for number 2. And he and Chris Paul trying to will this club back into it. But Kobe Bryant, perfect at the line, has another 2-shot opportunity.
15 out of 15 at the line last night. He was 17 of 18. Look at this. First 2 games against the Hornets, 47 points combined. Tonight, 47 points so far. With one more free throw, he has exceeded his previous output this season against the Bees.
One of those rare players that you say, he's worth the price of admission.
One field goal or a pair of free throws away from joining Wilt. Pargo for 3 again. That was blocked by Kobe. Hornets will get 2 and a chance at 3.
I'm just trying to help the kid out. Tyson Chandler, way to pick up the trash as the New Orleans Arena fans get into it. This is a very tough shot with Kobe right in his face, and Tyson, great offensive rebounder because he always is in position to rebound. He tracks the basketball.
Gilbert, 19 rebounds for Tyson Chandler tonight. He's been everywhere.
Well, you said, does Kobe know how many points he's getting? Does Tyson know how many boards he's getting? Or does he know how many boards Kevin Garnett's getting?
Oh, boy. Chandler completing the 3-point play.
How big is this possession, Gil?
Real big. This could be the possession of the game.
Yes.
A stop right here would really put you back in the ball game.
I think so.
Hornets within 6. Kobe has 48. Kobe has 50. He's done it. 4 straight games, 50 or more points. Only the second player in NBA history to ever accomplish that.
It's a quiet 52.
Yeah. And both Lakers. Wilt the Stilt and Kobe, a quiet 50.
He only has one dunk.
Kobe hits 50 as the Lakers hit 100, and Tyson Chandler hits 20.
Do they send the double team quicker this time and get it out of his hands?
Well, he should be doubled already, even if he doesn't have it.
Single coverage Butler. Bryant passes it up. Shammond Williams missing. West keeps it alive, but that one will sail out of bounds.
Kobe Bryant. History in the making. That is half a century. That's 50. 65, 50 against Minnesota, 60 last night against Memphis, 50 tonight against the Hornets, and that ties Wilt the Stilt with 4 consecutive 50-plus games. Wow.
Kobe missing. Chandler with his 20th rebound to go with 20 points.
2020. It's a great night.
Here's West. And traveling. Ball down the Hornets as they were trying to pull to within 4.
Tough night for David.
Oh, my goodness.
Tough night for David. And he should be dominating equally as well as Tyson is dominating. That's what we counted on in our keys, that front court domination.
And despite it all, with 4 minutes and change to go, just down 2 possessions.
Well, remember, Kobe had 60 against Memphis, and they won by 2.
Remember, he had 65 against Portland, had 24 in the 4th.
That is a Kwame slam down. And the Hornets now down 8. West open. He cannot buy a bucket tonight as he's gone 3 for 15.
Wow.
Averaging 17 a game coming in. He has just 5. It's been large.
Or small.
Kobe doubled quickly by West and Paul. Odom scoops it off to Kwame Brown, who lays it in. Kwame has had a dunk and a lay-in the last 2 possessions.
Had 3 buckets this period. And as you said, Gil, it's not just Kobe, it's the other guys that hurt us.
Break of the action, 3:11 to go. Do the Hornets have a comeback in them? Down 10, Kobe with 50 of the Lakers' 104. Time for our drive of the game, and of course it's Kobe Bryant driving to history. A bucket for 2, a bucket for 3 in the near corner, and that is his 50th point of the night. 4 consecutive ball games, 50 or more points. Only Wilt Chamberlain had done it prior to Kobe. 65, 50, 60, and then tonight 50 points. Wilt Chamberlain, the only other player in NBA history to score as many as 50 points in at least 4 consecutive ball games. What a night. And if the Hornets can come back and hand them an L, everybody here will go home happy.
You know, it's something when everybody in the building is looking at you to see if you can do that. And you're playing against the greatest athletes in the world, and he goes out and does it again with all the expectations on his shoulders. Wow, what a player. And back-to-back nights. 60 last night, 50 tonight, both on the road. Gee whiz.
44 minutes played this evening, by the way. Pargo drives, lobs that one up, no. And Odom grabs the rebound now under 3 minutes to play.
How does he enter the MVP race then? And you talk about great players in this league, and I know Nash and Nowitzki are getting all the credit. They play on better teams than he does. But now do you consider him part of the MVP race?
There is no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
And you know, those 3 guys are 1, 2, 3, but I'm not sure of the order.
Because of what you said. They play on better teams. He has to shoulder the responsibility for this team, and he has done it.
And the thing I want to give him a little credit for, he's not getting all these points and that they were losing. He got all these points and they're winning. When they were losing, he wasn't getting all these points.
He was deferring.
So now he's starting to score a lot, but to help his team win. So I don't think you can define him as selfish because of all the points. He's making something happen for his club. I think he's got to be in the MVP race, and he's got to be considered seriously for the MVP.
They were 0-7 to start the month.
Exactly.
Phil Jackson said, you know, don't wait past the first quarter to shoot. And they've now, if they hold on tonight, will have won 4 in a row.
And 13 of their last 16 they lost. And the guru over there, Mr. Phil Jackson, the master of the Zen, said, Kobe, shoot early, often, and late.
This is Chris Paul, 8 on the clock, drops it in. Chris Paul now has 28.
Well, he needed some help. He didn't get it, other than from Tyson.
It hurts when you really count on David West. A coach wants to be guaranteed of guys that play their game and can get them what they do best. And David hasn't done that tonight.
Walton got the roll. With just over 2 minutes remaining, the Lakers lead increasing to 11. Is it time to start contemplating trades? Chandler throws out to a guy who can make threes, but Butler steps in for the deuce. And will settle for that for the moment, cutting it to 9.
Need trays, knives, forks, bowls,
glasses.
1:40 to go.
The kitchen sink, in other words?
Whatever. Throw it all at him.
Well, they threw it all at Kobe, and he still got 50 defensively. Here's the double team. Odom against West. Odom beat the buzzer, got the bounce. Odom, with his 15th point, also has his 2nd consecutive double-double.
The point forward at 7 feet tall who can handle it, fade, and knock a jumper could have been the dagger of the night.
West banks it in. Again, it's cut to a 3-possession ball game. Hornets with some full-court pressure, at least for the moment.
Time is the enemy.
That's it.
Time is the enemy now.
Kobe's called him dumb. He says, I don't want the ball. Y'all run the play. I don't want it. Well, I'll take it.
Kobe finds Kwame and one.
He is hurt us.
No, what's those other guys have? But Kobe knows that Bob said he'd get 52, and he's not going to do it just because of Bob.
A home game that's going to go down as a loss. And that's going to really, it has the Hornets thinking now. If you look ahead, the next three, as we've said before, are just murderer's row.
Now Houston on Sunday, followed by Dallas and San Antonio, as you called it, the Texas Triangle. Here's Pargo with the drive and kick to Chris Paul. Now Pargo launching the three, and he has his third bucket of the quarter. Hornets down 8.
Well, do you foul and extend the game, or you just play it out? Looks like we're going to play it out.
Tough loss for the Hornets, who had a chance to tie for 8th with a victory here, and a little bit of help with the Clippers and Warriors in action later on. Clippers in 8th and the Warriors in 9th. Here comes Pargo with 14 seconds left. Pargo launching the three, and Chandler follows it in. The first 20-20 game for a Hornet in 10 seasons. Anthony Mason, the last Hornet to do it before Chandler did it tonight. And Kobe, appropriately enough, will hold it as Kobe got his 50. The Lakers got the victory, their 4th in a row, to hold on to 6 right now in the Western Conference playoff race. The Hornets' 2-game winning streak has come to a close. Hornets fall to 31 and 38 on the year as the Lakers improve to 37 and 32. Kobe made some history here in New Orleans.
Before this 4-game winning streak, you guys lost 7 in a row, but you were still Kobe Bryant. You were scoring around 30 points a game. 4 games in a row now of 50-plus. What changed?
I keep going back to Luke and Lamar, coming back, and Kwame. Kwame's like he's like an offensive lineman. He just moves around, sets great screens, gets me free, and I'm able to knock down shots.
You talked with me before the game about how one good thing that comes out of you being in a class with Wilt Chamberlain, and tonight you passed Elgin for most 50-point games as a Laker. When you watched Wilt and Elgin, what did you notice that you used today?
I just learned a lot of skills. Just a lot of footwork, especially Elgin, how he operated, and I learned a lot at an early age, and I try to incorporate it in my game. So I think it's great for young players now to hear the names of Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain and some of the others, so that they can learn from as well.
You ever been this hot over a week like you've been this week?
I don't think so.
It's great stuff, man. Before I let you go, they're going to come back to New Orleans next year for the whole season. I know you got out, walked around the city a little bit today. Good idea? You think the team is welcome here and you like coming?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's unbelievable what the city has done in terms of getting back on its feet. And, I think it's wonderful for the organization to come back here. This is where it belongs.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Thanks.
Kobe does New Orleans, and you look at what he has done here this season. We talk about his 60-point games in his career, and he's been outstanding in that regard this season. The 81, of course, is career high, and what a night that was for Kobe Bryant last January. But let me ask this question now to you, Roy and Fred. Are we looking at maybe a late charge here for league most valuable player, Kobe Bryant?
There's no question that he has now moved himself into the discussion about most valuable player. I think, however, Dirk Nowitzki continues to be #1 on my list. Steve Nash is still the person that most people are talking about. But when you look at what Kobe has done this season, and not just the scoring over the last few games, but early in the season when he was more the distributor and more the leader and got the Lakers off to a solid start. And then later, when they went through that bad stretch, he finally said, you know what, get on my back and I will carry you through this. And that's what he's doing. And now we're watching history. We've brought up the names of Wilt Chamberlain and Elgin Baylor and Michael Jordan. And clearly, he is the most valuable player this week.
Well, this week, I'll tell you what, I don't know about MVP, but best player in all of basketball. And that's a pretty good moniker for a guy to carry. And what happened was Phil went to Kobe and told Kobe, You've got to get started early in the offense. Don't wait till late in the game, because what was happening, they were falling behind early because Kobe was trying to get everyone else involved. So rather than allow his team to fall behind, Kobe took the initiative and started then to score the basketball. And from that point on, he's off and running, even though I still think Dirk is league MVP.
Okay, let's look at the final box score and see how Kobe did tonight overall. Here's a team in the Lakers that had to fend off a little charge there by the Hornets in the late going. They win 111 to 105. So this actually turned out to be a close game. You can see Bryant scoring 50, and right toward the end there, before the Lakers tacked on their last 11 points. So he had half of their points. He had 50. They had 100, which is incredible. But that's what we've become accustomed to seeing here with these big games he's had of late.
And Byron Scott's team, really, they started to double Kobe maybe after he got 40 to 44, feeling that, well, we're not going to let him get 50. Well, the cow is already out of the barn, Roy, and what they should have done, if you don't want him to get it, double him early. They did not.
Because they allowed him to get into a rhythm, and once he's in a rhythm, it doesn't matter whether you double or triple him, he's going to get his points. But what's most amazing to me about this run is not so much the points, but the fact that he has shot over 50%, almost 54% over these 4 games. And tonight, at one point, we don't have it, I don't have it, but he was 17 for 17 from the free throw line. He may have ended up 19 for 19. So this is an efficient Kobe. Someone sent an email to my blog, charging that Steve Nash should be the MVP and saying that people are getting overwhelmed by Kobe Bryant's points, but they're not looking at his shooting percentage. Well, we are looking at his shooting percentage, and it's 54%, and that's pretty good.
What do you think has led to this surge of consistency on such a high level at this point in the season?
Well, as an offensive player, what you do is you start to feed off yourself. And all of a sudden you have a hot hand one night, and then you bring it the next night. You bring that same feeling, and then you run a string of ball games, and at some point it'll run itself out. But it's coming down the stretch now, and there is a sense of urgency, and he got the green light from Phil Jackson. As a matter of fact, there was a game in Philadelphia where Kobe had 22 points with 9 minutes to go in the second period. I thought Phil made a mistake. He took Kobe out, not so much taking him out, but he sat him for 5 minutes. What a way to shut a player down, ice your own player, because Kobe came back in and didn't have it.
So, Fred, put on your coaching hat, because this really goes counter to what every coach will say what they want to do. They want teams to share the basketball. You want to get your teammates involved. What do you do when you have a player?
You don't believe that, do you? That's like writers talk.
Okay.
But that's what y'all tell us.
Yeah, that's what it sounds good. It sounds good. Let me tell you what you do. You feed the hot hand, and it goes back to when we're playing on the playground. Guy makes an outside shot. What do? You throw it back to him, right? You don't take it and shoot it because he made that shot. You always feed the hot hand, and that's what happens in basketball. You get a hot hand, you got to go with it.
As I look
Kobe's
here,
got the hot hand.
0 assists for Kobe, but that's not a negative because you said he was giving up the ball.
Oh, when they double teamed him, he gave up the ball continuously. Guys were missing shots, which made the double team more effective, which gave New Orleans / Oklahoma a chance to get back in the ball game to make a run. Guys were not making shots.
Yeah, there was a point in that game when it looked like New Orleans was not only going to get back in it, but they were going to take over because no Lakers were doing well. But then Kobe, it looked like they stopped double teaming him there right down the stretch. He started to get some quick shots off. He got fouled, so he got to the free throw line. He got his rhythm back and was able to control things for the Lakers.
He was forcing the action, getting to the line.
His previous high in 2 meetings with the Hornets this season was 24. He more than doubled that in this game. It is now time for the Lenovo stat of the night. It's a look at the best
stat of the night. Let's figure out what that is.
Yeah, here's the Lakers and Hornets coming into the game. The Lakers line up, surprise, surprise, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, Kwame Brown, Swish Park, and Luke Walton were plus 39. The Hornets 5-some of Desmond Mason, Tyson Chandler, Rasul Butler, Gennaro Pargo, the former Laker, and Chris Paul plus 30 on the season, and that is the Lenovo stat.
Man, I got a better stat for Lenovo. Kobe, 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 Kobe.
Well, look at this. He scores 50.
Right.
The Miami Heat tonight held to 70.
Yeah, we were wondering early on whether Kobe was going to outscore the Heat.
Well, he was hot, that's for sure. That much we know. It is now time for the Gatorade winning finish. And tonight's play comes from the Blazers-Hawks game and features Josh Childress. Here it is.
Jack turning. And a pick off for Josh Smith. Josh Childress, rather. He takes it down at a 360 to spin it home.
Yes, Josh put a little extra on that one, didn't he?
What?
This winning finish was presented by Game and Vote for your favorite winning